Hello yarn gang, Nikki from Bunny Crafts Oxford here with another Dyer with me video. Hope everyone's doing alright. I hope everyone that is in the UK managed to have a lovely weekend with all the beautiful sun, which is now pretty much gone, as you could probably see from the slightly grey image. Hello. Sorry. I'm going to launch straight in here because I'm actually quite excited about what we're doing. I will be part of Fibre Block Party's Crafts Festival on Saturday and Sunday, May 8th and 9th. So that's in 2 weeks' time. I'll be on Saturday at 4, but you can find details on my Instagram and on Fibre Block Party's Instagram, all of which will be linked below. So we have been tasked by I mean all of the different crafts people that will be taking part have been tasked to put together a colorway or something that's themed on Block Party. We don't have to, but if we wanted to, we can. And I love anyone giving me a brief. I will follow. So I thought about block parties, and I've only ever been to one block party, which involved celebrating 20 years of a shark that's on top of a roof in a house here in Oxfordshire, in Headington. I'll put a picture up for all of you so that you see the shark house. I'll put a link to the article below as well so that you can read why there is a shark on top of a roof in a house in Oxfordshire. But that was a very colourful event. All of these events just make me think colour and brightness and everything. So I want to speckle, which is why this yarn is out here. I want to speckle a fluorescent rainbow or something along those lines on the yarn. So the yarn that I have here is, you see there's actually 4 zip ties, but you may only see sort of 3 different colours. I have an 8515 merino nylon sock, and then I have a little tiny skein over here that's kind of hiding that I might need to make more visible, of just 7525 merino sock as well. And I tend to try and dye a mini skein when I do these colorways as well, so I can do a swatch later just to see how they knit and crochet. I then have a merino cashmere nylons on MCN DK. That's an 80-10-10, and I'm guessing this is why it's got a slightly different color to the yarn as well. So the combination of different fibers make it a little bit darker than what you have in just the merino nylon. And then here in the end, I have a stellina, a silver stellina yarn, and I'll see if I can move you over a little bit so you can see that it has sparkle. There's the sparkle. Oh god, let me reset up my tripod. Oh, you get to see the mess that is my dining room table. I have had an incredibly busy year now. I keep saying week, but it's just feels like it's just busy forever. And haven't had time to just take everything that is on the dining room table that I don't know where to put over the dining room table. Right, I thought I'd jump in, editor Nikki here, and actually save you from myself, because I rambled. Boy, did I ramble, and I don't even want to know what I rambled about, and I'm rambling now. So I'm going to speed this up, the whole dyeing process, but essentially, I've got a different lot of fluorescent colours, including the yellow, orange, fuchsia, and purple pop, who are all Dharma fluorescent dyes. And here I'm explaining, I think, about how scared I am of purple pop, because it is a very, very difficult dye. It tends to bleed a lot, takes a lot to set, and a little goes a very, very long way. Ooh, nearly dropped my mic. I don't have a fluorescent green. Dharma does have a fluorescent green, and there isn't a fluorescent blue that I'm aware of. So for the green, I use Ducat's chartreuse, and I also use cerulean blue for the blue, because it's a really, really beautiful bright blue. There. There is no saving you from me, because I guess it's always just me. So the idea is that I'm going to mix the dyes with citric acid powder, so that it's a little bit easier to speckle. You get much sharper speckles, and then I'm going to set them using my steamer basket as well. The idea is that I do a sort of rainbow progression, going from yellow to orange to green, blue, fuchsia, and then the purple pop, moving from the zip ties down to the other end of the skein. And I want to be quite heavy, but I also want there to be some white left behind. I want areas where you have really, really intense colors, and then areas that you basically just have a little bit of pastel, where the dye might have just spread a little bit more, or just, very, very little or no color at all, to tone it down so that it's not too in your face, because neon colors are very, very bright. And that's probably what I'm explaining right now as well. So I'm just going to leave you with some nice music and with me speckling and dyeing, and I'll be back in a minute. So just wanted to jump in here really quickly and show you a close-up of the speckles, and in particular the chartreuse, which seems to be breaking, and also the safety orange. So the chartreuse, you can see sort of these blue speckles and then these sort of neony greeny yellow speckles as well. And with the safety orange, there are these really bright pink speckles. They're almost like fuchsia speckles. So I do wonder whether the safety orange is made from a mix of the neon yellow and the fuchsia, and it breaks. So that was quite interesting. So I'm going to flip the yarn, and then I'm going to continue to speckle on the other side. I think I'm going to either speed that up even faster, or I'm just going to cut the video and actually just take you to the next stage, because it's more of the same, and really I don't want you all to get bored, to be honest. Right, so at this stage, I'd only flipped the yarn once and tried to not move it around too much, because I didn't want to make the speckles kind of bloom and get too big. So at this stage, I'm sort of debating about the amount of effort that this yarn will take to dye, mainly because of how it would need to then be steam set as well. So I'm not sure that you can see properly, but I have my cover on my counter, and then I have some cling film on top, and then the yarn's on top of the cling film. And what you'll see me doing a little bit as well, or depending on how I've sped it up, you might be seeing it already, is that I will roll this into a sausage, and then I'll put it into my steamer basket so that I don't get color transfer. Since dyeing this yarn, I have been wondering, how can I do this on a large scale without using the cling film? I don't necessarily want to be using cling film. It's it's non-renewable, non-sustainable material that I'm not happy to use as part of my everyday dyeing. I'm doing it for this video, but really I need to figure out how I would set this yarn so that I don't get color transfer, and I haven't figured it out yet. So this is one of the issues that I am facing with this yarn, and I think one of the ways of moving forward is possibly, rather than having it being dyed to order, doing it in large batches so that I can minimize the amount of cling film that I have to use. So dyeing 4 or 5 skeins like this would require a lot less cling film than just dyeing 1 or 2 constantly, and still using quite a lot. If anyone has any suggestions or any ideas of how I can set this yarn without getting any color transfer and not using cling film, then please do let me know in the comments below. The other thing that I ended up having to do with this is just sort of moved it around and poked it around a little bit, because I only flipped it twice. I didn't have unlimited time to film this video. So I just sort of moved it around a little bit to see whether there's any large areas of white that I hadn't covered because of the way that the yarn was positioned on the counter. As I started to roll it up into the sausage, that is when I noticed that actually, yes, there are areas that are white, and I did move the yarn a little bit further and speckled. Unfortunately, as I was getting towards the end of the Silver Stellina skein, and this is a little bit of my frustration, was that I was really quite tired by that point. I'd been dyeing most of the day for orders as well, which was really frustrating because I had a couple of skeins not go my way. So I basically did not have the energy to correct any of the mistakes on the Silver Stellina. But that is not a disaster. I can always wet the yarn again and add more dye. And this is essentially what I'm going to do with the Silver Stellina one. Originally, you will hear me talk about it in the conclusion. I wasn't going to put that one up on the shop, and then I thought, well, why not? I have plenty of acid dye. I have plenty of citric acid. I can just add more dye to the big areas of white, which is what I'm going to do at some point this weekend, next weekend. It depends on how orders go and when I have time and how many orders I get of this yarn. If I get a lot of orders of this yarn, then I am going to just add the Silver Stellina one. I think the Silver Stellina yarn at the moment can be a little bit hard for me to get consistently, so that one will be on request, so there's not going to be a specific listing in the shop where you can order that the yarn. If you want this colorway on the Silver Stellina, please just send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email. My email is below, but simply bunnycraftsoxford@gmail.com. And I can do a custom order for you. But yeah, so this is the story of dyeing yarn for YouTube when you're very, very tired. So it's been a couple of days and welcome to a riot of colour. Welcome to a riot of neon colour. Can you hear the just sheer glee in my voice? I've got a smile that's literally ear to ear. I can't speak today. So here are our yarns. We've got our mini. We have the Silver Stellina yarn, so you can see the sparkle as I move it and it catches the light. That's a sock yarn and it is 75% merino, 10% nylon, 10% Silver Stellina, 15% nylon. We have the DK, and this is the MCN, so merino, cashmere, nylon, and this is so soft. I just keep just sort of squishing it. And then we have the squishy base, which is, so this is my super squishy base, which is the MCN, and then this is just the squishy base, which is a 8515 merino nylon. I will open all of these up in a second so you get to see them. We'll talk about the white areas, which they are white areas. We'll talk about the speckles. Oh my days, the speckles, everyone. But beforehand, we have this. So this is the yarn mop that we had. So every time I would pick up the powder that was mixed with the dyed acid dye that was mixed with the citric acid, before I went into the next color, I would wipe my fingers on a wet mini skein, and because I was just kind of wiping, I made a mess. So this is what it's dried out, and I would just want to quickly show you this, despite what it looks like, isn't a disaster. So one of the reasons why I use the nylon zip ties They're reusable, so they come off by pressing the little button here. They eventually wear out, but I've had these forever, and you get 100 in a packet. These are the see-through ones. You get ones that are black as well. They get coloured because it's nylon, and as you can tell by the yarn, nylon can be dyed. It's because by using the zip ties, you have control of where the centre of the yarn is. So as I run the zip tie around, I can see that there is a bit of a tangle here, so I can sort of get control of where things are. So then I can put my hands through the middle of the yarn and get to the biggest mess in the center, and then just snap a little bit. Only do this when the yarn is fully dry. If you start doing it when the yarn is wet, you are likely to stretch the yarn. You're also likely to snap the yarn. So I'm just going to move it around again and just snap it. And I'm not pulling a lot. It may look like a lot, but I'm just getting it under tension. And then just snap it again. And just again where you know, get the tangles where where you've got them. And it's mostly okay. This is a little bit worrisome. I'm not really sure what this is. I think it's where the tie is, so you can see it has a tie here, and the yarn has just got completely, it's completely tangled in the tie. So I've just loosened the tie a little bit, and I'm just going to give it another snap. And yeah, that's getting it untangled, and it's getting the tie entangled as well. So I'm just gonna snap it again, and I think we're good now. That looks pretty good. I mean, if a skein is ever like this, I would never ever send anything like this to a customer. I would re-dye it, in all honesty. It's, you know, it's completely inappropriate. Or another thing that I would do is I would reskein it as well. But I mean, you can see now the skein is now actually, you know, it's a little bit curly. But I can always wet it again and just leave it to dry. The other thing as well is, so I can take the tie off now. I'm just going to do that off camera. So I can take the tie off, twist it up, and oh, look at how pretty. It kind of is like, I don't know, like watercolor equivalent. But yeah, just put it through, give it a twist. It's not the best tying it into a skein because I'm doing it over the camera, but it gives you an idea. It's now a nice neat skein of yarn, and I can use it. I'll probably use this for socks sometimes. And to be fair, this is actually really pretty. I'll bring it up. As I said, it's okay. Let's move you away for a second so you focuses. As I said, it looks like watercolor. It's really pretty, even though it's quite a little bit muddied, and I love it. But let's talk about these. So first thing I wanted to mention is they all look really different when you have them here right now. You can see they're similar colors, but you may not be able to tell that they're actually the same yarn, and that's because I have tied them into the skeins in a different way. So with this one, I have brought the yellow and the purple pop together. So we dyed the skeins like this. You can see the colors, but when I tied it, I brought the two ends together like this, and it can create a very different look. This one I actually tied exactly as we dyed it, with the blues in the middle. And so when you open it up, you see it's pretty much as dyed. And then this one, I think I tied the same as the first one. So depending on how your skein is tied up, it will look, the same colorways will look really, really different. Which I'm only mentioning because it can really change the perception of how the yarn is dyed. Right, and I've opened this up to show what I mean about the white. So because we dyed this all in quite close together so that I can get all in the camera, I didn't flip too much. I think I only flipped the yarn fully once, possibly twice. I don't remember, I'd have to watch the video. And we had the other skeins touching it as well, so there are these big white areas on the color. So on the actual colorway that will be available on the website, while there will be white areas, there will be like this, where they are just in between the speckles, because we're not completely dyeing the yarn. There will not be white areas like this. This hank itself will not be on the website, and this will be properly dyed to have the speckles go through the yarn rather than having this. This was basically just me being a little bit tired, having a very, very emotional week, and you know, there's a lot that happens in our lives right now, a lot of personal stuff that I don't really want to get into, but yeah, so this is where there's a couple of places where you have this, but again, when I mentioned white areas, there will be these areas where there is just white, especially, oh god, this is blowing so much, it just gets so bright, too bright for the camera. So yeah, there will be these areas of white, but there will not just be half of the skein is white. So that's what I wanted to point out, that I want to keep the white. It will be harder to keep, I think, with the cerulean blue. I did put an awful lot of cerulean blue, just because the powder, as you saw, was grey. I couldn't see what I was doing. So I think what I would do is I would go a lot lighter, so a bit more like this, where there's more white and you'll get more of the speckles. I'll go a lot lighter with the blue, and then if I need to add more, I'll add more. I love, 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 love the chartreuse. I'm trying to find, there was one, oh, here goes the camera. I think it's on the DK. Yeah, let me get the DK up. I'm making such a mess of all this yarn. So on the DK, you can really, really see where the yarn is broken, and you have this really, really neon greens, and then the darker, almost blue speckles, and you get these really, really small green speckles as well. And I love where it's also mixed with the safety orange. And we obviously have also a little bit of the cerulean blue that's coming in. So I like that I mixed and overlapped the colours a little bit. So the fuchsia and the cerulean blue are creating this lovely purple. Just focus for me, please. We have the fuchsia mixing with the purple pop, which did not bleed. I had absolutely zero bleeding with any of this yarn. When I rinsed it, all the colour stayed in the yarn. It was beautiful. I was very happy. Speaking of colour breaking, look at this orange. There is no, I did not put any of the fuchsia anywhere near the safety orange. You can see how far away they are from each other. They are separated by two colours. My fuchsia fingers went nowhere near the orange, and it's also done it on all of them. It broke into this bright orange and bright pink. Look at these pink speckles, just everywhere. and I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. It's just stunning. I did get a little bit of blue up here though. I'm not sure how I did that. So can you tell I have just had the longest week and I'm all over the shop. I am just nattering at 100 miles an hour. So this is this is a colorway that I absolutely love. It will be in the shop soon, and it will be in the shop. It will be on the shop Dyer to order. And I think you'll remember early in the video I said I will just do a shop update for this colorway. I'm still too small at the moment to dye a bunch of yarn. I don't know whether it will sell. So depending on how the dye to order goes, if a lot of people like this, then I might do shop update and move it to shop update because it's a lot of effort. I'm sorry, I keep touching this because it's so soft. Look at just when I do that, how squishy it all is. These particular hanks will be on the these two will be on the shop. So the sock and the DK. The sparkle one, it has this giant white gap, so I'm not happy to put this up on the shop. These will be up there as a separate listing to the dye to order. This will be up there as one-offs dyed dye with me listings. I am keeping the mini. I will swatch this so you'll be able to see the swatch for both crochet and knit on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go and do that now, because there is loads of stuff happening on the Instagram that you can miss otherwise. Extra shop updates, fun discussions, me going completely batty depending on what's happening. So yeah, this colorway I dyed specifically for the Fibre block party, which is happening on the 8th and 9th. The festival is happening on the 8th and 9th of May. You can find more details again on my Instagram, and I'm super excited to be taking part of that. There will be some amazing workshops as well. I don't know whether there's any places left on the workshops, so do go check them out. I will link their Instagram below as well. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy this content, hit the thumbs up because it really helps with algorithmics and things like that. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss future content. If you want to support the channel and help me continue to make this content, then you can go and buy me a coffee, or you can buy one of my yarns. All of the links you need will be below in the video description. I'm so sorry that this outro is 16.5 minutes long, but I do like to talk about yarn. What can I say? Thank you all for joining me so much. It's been so much fun dyeing this bright, crazy neon colorway. I absolutely love it. And I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.